special edition because it is November and it is time for November's monthly card pulls and the story of the potential energy for the month of November. I hope everybody's doing well, or at least on the verge of doing well, because I know that people are paying attention to the election results and everything, and I can completely understand why. I checked in a little bit, but I'm trying to unplug from that. And anyway, so hey, it's November. It's the first Wednesday in November, so let's do the November monthly card pull. And I'm live on YouTube as well as Facebook. Do you think I'll get put in jail for that? I don't know. Anyway, so you may at certain points in time, hello, I'm doing all right. Yeah. You may at certain points in time hear Bowie meowing because there is a fly that he is hunting in the entryway right next to me. So I set up at my workstation because it just seemed like it was going to be easier for me to set it up that way. I don't have to move all kinds of furniture and everything like that. So good evening, everybody. And I hope that your October wasn't too rocky, although it was kind of rocky, wasn't it? I am shuffling the Fairies Oracle cards. So we'll, of course, pull a Fairies Oracle card first for the month of November and see what the overriding theme for November is. And I got my New Wave Tarot. We're going to use that tonight. And my Starman Tarot deck, which I like to use because the imagery is amaze balls on it. So, which is a technical term, amaze balls. I'm sure a lot of people possess amaze balls, okay? But generally, I'm reserving this for the Starman Tarot. Okay, I'm almost done. Catch that fly, Bowie. All right, so the Fairies Oracle card for the month of November, Damaris, hi, is I'm pulling it out from the middle. And I even have my candle lit from my friend Beloved Creations. Over on Instagram. It's pumpkin spice, Bowie. Come on, man. Perfect for November. And for keeping the area clear. All right, so Fairies Oracle. Oh my. Here we go. First card. Hope y'all on YouTube can see it. Here we go. First card is Luminous Doom. Luminous Doom. Okay. So, all right. This is kind of perfect, actually. Luminous Doom in the Fairies Oracle. You can kind of see his mood. Look at him. He's like Eeyore of the Fairies Oracle deck. But, because everybody still loves Eeyore, it's just that he's kind of a sad sack. So this tells me that the influence of the whole reading is that there will be a temptation this month. Yeah, of course you get glitter. Why wouldn't you get glitter? Luminous Doom glitter. It's all iridescent and opally like. Anyway, so Luminous Doom, what this means to me is that there will be a temptation this month this next month, the energy of the month, to look at what hasn't happened, or look at what you've lost as opposed to what you've gained, or as opposed to, so again, I'm going to do my usual, it's giving you an opportunity to look at what's good as opposed to completely focusing on the things that you lost or the things that are wrong with things. This doesn't mean being in denial, which I know that some people get the idea that that's what positive thinking is all about, is denial of things that are wrong in the world. Or, oh, look, I realize that I've got my ironing board box behind me that I haven't opened up because I might return it. Woo! Fun. Leave your trash around so people can see it on your live feed. Anyway, so rather than focusing on that, I'll focus on what's good. What's good is I'm perched here sitting talking to you. So gloom doom, the energy around the whole month appears to be, even though some shit is going bad or feels bad, give yourself the opportunity to figure out what's good. Okay, so this sucks, but what's good? What's good? That doesn't mean that you ignore what sucks, because you can't really, that's not going to work anymore. But it's important to remember that you can, if you shift your focus to what's good, it helps you emotionally, and it helps anxiety and everything like that. If you can kind of make a list of the stuff that's good when you're feeling bad, or when you realize that you're focusing on, well, this is what we lost, this is what we lost, this is what I lost, this is what I don't have yet, here's what's wrong. Okay, well, what's right? Well, let's see. Simple things are right tonight. I'm here with you. I'm wearing my fuck this, fuck that cardigan, because I forgot that I had it, and I found it I went through my closet to figure out what to wear tonight, and I was like, oh my God, I need to wear that. Anyway, and this little green dress that I got on Poshmark that had bows attached to the top, to the sleeves, the shoulders, and it was really ridiculous. So I looked underneath and I took the bows off. And so that's really nice. The other thing is that I got a little bit of a haircut today with my Lady Star, which is very good. And that made me feel happy. And I got to ride a bike, and that was really good. Thank you. And I think this is from Hell Bunny. No, Sourpuss clothing. And this necklace is from Bobby's Boutique on Etsy. And oh, these are from the Old Navy. Anyway, so Gloom Doom. We are going to be given the opportunity and kind of the challenge to look at what's good, even though, and not resist, but give yourself the opportunity. Now, if you're going to pout, that's all well and good, but you don't have to go overboard with it. That's kind of the gloominess doom thing, is like, okay, don't go overboard with the pouting. You can, it goes a long way. You're at work. What are you doing? I hope you're on a break. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so we have gloominess doom for the energy around the whole month. And that just means that you need to give yourself time to grieve what you feel like you've lost, or your perceived losses, but also try and shift your perspective to, what's still here. What's still here and is good? What's still here and is good? You can ask yourself that question. What's still here and is good? So that's the influence around the whole reading. Let's see. And I will go back to that. Thanks, Heather. I will go back to that because it'll tie into the other cards. Now we're going to do our cat, our spirit cats. We'll see who's coming to visit us. I guess Bowie is waiting for the bug to move so that he can start talking to it again. It's pretty funny. Meow. And he may, I don't think he'll do it. He never does it when I'm filming this, but when I used to have Zoom meetings for work here, he would always get up on my lap. And he's kind of stinky today. I'm kind of hoping he doesn't because he's kind of stinky today. As they do. Sometimes their butts just stink. That's all. They're still very cute, but they're kind of stanky. Anyway, so, of course I'm sharing that with the whole world. I don't think the whole world's watching, but of course I'm sharing that with the whole world. The Spirit Cats card for the month of November. Oh, he's a pretty baby. Is Road Less Traveled. So while if we're pouting for too long, or if we're feeling gloomy and lost and hopeless for too long, if we're not able to kind of give ourselves time to grieve what we feel like we've lost, but not necessarily set a time limit on it. It's just understand that you're not going to drown in it. This is called The Road Less Traveled. Meet Silvio Silvermaw. You won't find him on the well-worn paths of habit and normalcy. Boredom. However, if you brush away the spider webs and circle around the giant trees, you will find Silvio wandering down a path with no paw prints. This road less traveled is often obscured by errant wildflowers and ferns. But if you look for it with an open mind, you will see its peculiar winding way. Turn off the main road and try something new this month. A new hobby, a new belief, a new way of doing something, a new perspective on a familiar situation. If you usually go right, experiment with going left. So that's this one. All right, so it's interesting because we got Glooming Doom, who's all about the pouting. Except what's kind of nice is he's supported by his friends. But Glooming Doom is all about the pouting. And he's kind of like I said, he's kind of like the Eeyore of the Fairies Oracle. Oh, bother. Why do I even bother? And some people are like that. And I'm even like that sometimes. This perkiness doesn't happen all the time. I mean, a lot of the time, but it doesn't happen all the time. Ask my roommate. She has to hear me be crabby sometimes. It's crazy. It's Crazy Pants McGee. Anyway, so the solution is to take the road less traveled. The solution is to, okay, so maybe you're feeling gloomy, maybe you're grieving, and maybe you feel it's gotten you into a rut. Like the chances of getting into a rut in the month of November because of this trudging and things not going your way and loss and sadness, the solution for that this month came up in the Spirit Cats card is to take the road less traveled. Try something different. If you don't like how things are going, try something a little different. If you normally go left, go right. If you have a go-to thing that used to cheer you up and it's not working anymore, do something else. Do something unusual. Shake yourself out of your boredom. Shake yourself out of your routine. Put some music on that you absolutely love and dance your ass off, or just wiggle. If you don't feel like you can dance, just wiggle. That seems to help me. Like if I get the other night I couldn't sleep, which happens a lot, and I started walking towards the bathroom, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't sleep, and it was making me so upset that when I was walking towards the bathrooms, I looked like the minister of silly walks, because I just had to shake it off. It was important. And anyway, so it was important, so I had to shake it off. And it felt better. I didn't go to sleep right after that, but it was a different thing. And you just try something different. If you always start your day this one way, why don't you try something different? It's like injecting something new into things that will help with the doldrums. What a word, huh? Doldrums. That will help with the gloom. And I am not saying that we need to be in denial that some really crappy stuff has happened and is happening right now. This is not about being in denial. This is about shifting your focus to like something that you can control, something that you can feel better about, without ignoring the reality of your situation, but just something that you can feel better about just for a minute. You're not doing anybody any favors by continuously focusing on the shit. You're not solving it, and you're not doing yourself or anybody else any favors. Hi, Aunt Debbie. Anyway, so those are two of the cards. Now I think we're going to go to the New Wave Tarot and see, what is this going to be about? This is just going to be one of the themes of the month, other than the overall theme. This is going to be one of the smaller themes of the month. Now, I don't use the New Wave Tarot that often, because honestly, it's an okay deck. But to me, it just seems like they just used whoever was available to just, and some of the cards don't match up with the personality of the person that they put on them. So I don't see how they picked it to represent that. But that's just me being all judgy and anal retentive, which happens, you know. So let's see. That being said, that some of these cards are actually really cool looking. So let's see about one of the smaller or lower tier situations that are happening around us in the month of November. Oh, I just got the word. This card that I'm pulling is about some of the adjustments that we might need to make during the month of November. I got the word. It's about the adjustment. It's about the adjustment. It's about one of the adjustments. So that was kind of cool. It's nice that they talk to me sometimes, or I talk to me. I don't know. I'm a crazy person. Just get over it. Okay, so, all right. This is good. This is a card about communication. And damn it, you know what's very sad? Is that I want you, any of you New Wave people, to look at this card. Okay, I gotta pull it up for the YouTubers. There you go. Look at this card. Look at this card, Facebook people. What band is that? Because I'm really lame and I don't know what band this is. But it's the Six of Discs. So I guess I won't be able to be judgy about whether this band has anything to do with it. Wow, I really don't know. Okay, so let's go on with the Six of Discs. Discs is Pentacles. Pentacles is about security, stability. It's about manifesting. It's about creating security, creating stability, creating material things, manifesting material things, magnetizing material things. Six relates to the Lover's card, and six is about communication, making choices based on your heart, and relationships of all kinds. Okay, so here we go. The month of November, one of the adjustments that we will need to make is there may be, we will have to make some adjustments in the way we actually physically communicate and the way we actually physically navigate our relationships with people, with our job. Because this card, I always see it as kind of a networking card. So we may have to alter the way that we communicate. Some adjustments may have to be made in the way that we communicate our message, the way that we network, the way that we bring in business to ourselves, abundance to ourselves. We may have to make an adjustment in the way that we create security for ourselves by reaching out, by our connections with other people. So there will be an adjustment when it comes to that during this month. All right, so that's one of the adjustments that we'll need to make. So that may directly, it may make you pout to have to deal with these things in a different way, which might, gloom doom. It may be really, really tempting to pout and not make the adjustment necessary to take the road less traveled so that you could find a new way of networking and drawing in your security to you, a new way of handling your security, a new way of communicating about your security, your manifestation, your finances, your stability. Like this is the adjustment that needs to be made, is that you need to find a new way to do that. So this also may be also an adjustment of some of us will need to put ourselves out there more to get what we want. We will have to communicate and connect with people on it in a deeper, more concrete, new way in order to get what we need. So that's one of the adjustments. Now, we are going to pull a Starman deck card. I'm going to pull a couple of those because I just got the hit to do that. I'm going to pull a couple of those. These are going to be what will help us. What will help us with this, aside from trying a new thing and trying to take a new path and trying a new way of communicating. What else? What will help us? What is supporting us? Let's put it that way. So we've got adjustments and support. Okay. Oh, cool. Man, I hear the fly. I wish my cat would get it. But I don't know what it's doing. I think it's in the light. But I just heard like, okay, there we go. All right, this is interesting. Very interesting. First card I pulled that will help is the Nine of Pentacles. So, YouTube folks, Nine of Pentacles. There we go, Nine of Pentacles. All right, so Pentacles, again, this is about material things, security, stability, manifesting things into your life, manifesting that kind of security and stability, the manifestation process, the way that you can, you're planting seeds. But 9 relates to the Hermit card. It also relates to, like, basically when we've got the 9 of Pentacles, it's what will help is that's like counting what you do have. So again, we're going to go back to, okay, what's good. I understand I don't have this yet, and I don't have that yet, and I don't have it, or it doesn't look like I have those things yet. They're out there just waiting to be ready to come to me. What do I have? Counting your blessings, because the Nine of Pentacles, nines is kind of a breathing place, a stopping place, an evaluating place, because it relates to the Hermit card, and the Hermit goes within. The Hermit retreats and goes within, but the Nine of Pentacles is a little bit different. It's just kind of stopping and going, yeah, I have a lot of good stuff. This is pretty good. Feeling secure. Okay. So the Nine of Pentacles is about feeling secure, and that will help. That increasing your level of satisfaction with the things that are present in your life and the things that you do appreciate in your life is going to be very, very helpful. That will help you with this trying to have a new way of being. And then what else helps is, like, we went straight from 9 and then we went to 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And this is a major arcana card. So I was hoping for more than one major arcana card as the support cards. But I think this is pretty good, because we got the Nine of Pentacles, which is, okay, these are the things that I have. And this proves to me that this next month, that the energy around is you are capable of assessing what you do have, but opening up for more, because the Wheel of Fortune opens up for more. The Wheel of Fortune is like, in most tarot decks, and I don't know, let's see, in this tarot deck, I'm trying to look and see if it's got, in most tarot decks, it shows you the wheel, and then it shows you all the suits, all on either side of it. And basically it's like, it's the completion of the first part of the spiral that is the major arcana. So we go from 0, the Fool. That's nothing. The leap of faith. That's the inception. And then the seed gets planted, which is the Magician card. That's card number 1. And then we have to kind of be pregnant with it and review it, which is card number 2, the High Priestess. And then the Empress card, where we have it and we protect it and we magnetize all the love that's going. And then 4, we build a foundation to keep it in. And then 5, we get thrown a curveball, and we're like, other things happen, and so we have to modify the structure, but we also have to talk about it. And then 6 is the Lover's card. We will have to communicate about it and make choices based on our heart about it. And then 7 is the Chariot card, which means some forward movement, but also the balance, mastery of your mind and emotions when it comes to that. And then the 8 card is the Strength card. So once you move forward, then you're going to have to trust yourself even more. And the Strength card is about self-trust and acceptance of our darkness within, our id or whatever. That's why the Strength card has her putting the head in the lion's mouth, is because she trusts. That lion represents our primal self, our id, our shadow self. And so then we go to the Hermit card, which, okay, we've taken that knowledge, we've trusted ourselves, and now we need to brew a little bit more and go within and acknowledge, okay, I trust myself. Now I acknowledge the wisdom, and I acknowledge all that I've created for myself. And then what happens is that kind of releases the old that needs to go, and acknowledges what you want to keep and what you want to give away. And then we burst in with the 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And that means once you've cleared that stuff away and you've trusted yourself, then opportunities show up all around, right? So opportunities show up all around because you've got rid of the old and you're open to the new. And that's kind of the beginning of opening up to the new, because adjustments need to get made, and then we go through the rest of the major arcana. But this Wheel of Fortune, this means that releasing and this being able to do something different rather than just sit in your gloom and sit in your brooding, is going to open up new opportunities. And this finding a new way of communicating and getting and networking, like bringing things into yourself, a new way of talking about what you do and how to, bring money and things into your life, a new, more confident way of connecting with the right people is going to go a long way, and it will create that opening that the Wheel of Fortune creates. I got a little proselytizy there. But I get really excited about the major arcana in the tarot. That's actually part of my favorite part of the tarot, is the major arcana and how they go together, how they create this big spiral story and they build on each other. And that's what I kind of like to do when I pull cards anyway. So we've pulled the two Starman cards. Who else wants to join the party? Let's see. Let's see if anybody else wants to join the party. What have we got? Okay, those are kind of pretty, but do I have to read? Do I have to read the meaning if I do it? Oh, maybe we'll do a rune. Okay. So, hi Rochelle. Hi Vanessa. Okay, so we're going to do some Viking runes too. And don't worry, because I will recap. I have a tendency to go back over because I have an intense desire to be heard and understood. So I'll go back over the whole story, and maybe it'll modify at certain points just because that's just what happens. It evolves. It evolves as I talk about it. And maybe it's just because I'm nutty, or maybe it's because the story actually evolves. I don't know, but here we go. Here I go. Whoop. Okay. So this is the rune that I drew. And let's look it up. Now, I don't have these memorized because I don't use these as often, but I've had these runes since about 2003, 2004, something like that. They were gifted to me by an old, a dear spiritual sister that I'm no longer in contact with, and I have treasured them, and it's nice. It's a nice memory of them. Okay, so this is EO. Oh, all right. So this is partnerships and joint enterprises. So again, this is kind of confirming this Six of Discs, which is like the networking card, and it's connected to the Lover's card, which is a card about relationships of all kinds, the six in the major arcana, about relationships of all kinds and making choices based on your heart and communication of all kinds. Now, swords is really about like communications and clarity, but we haven't got any swords yet, you guys. I mean, the jury's out. I may not pull another tarot card, so we may not get any swords. But, hey, what can you say? So, I think that I'm going to pull another Fairies Oracle card, which it feels like it's going to be called Resolution. That's what it's going to. This is very interesting. Usually I don't get definite, like, I usually pull the card and then I figure out where it fits in the story. But tonight I'm getting like words like adjustment, overall, adjustment, helpful, support, resolution. I just totally, what did I do? There we go. I was shuffling and I totally mixed them up. Like did them face up, face down, face up, face down, face up, face down. Because I'm fancy that way. All right. And then maybe because of the theme, I will pick a song to do that has to do with the Gloom Doom. And then maybe I'll butcher it, maybe I won't. We'll see. Depends on how well I know it. Okay, so we're shuffling and shuffling and shuffling. Okay, so we're going to pick the resolution card. Cross your fingers that it makes sense. We'll see. I'll make it make sense. Oh, woo-hoo! Here's the resolution of everything as far as this month is concerned. And I think it's a very interesting bookend to Gloom Doom, who is the influence of the whole reading. Honesty. This is for my YouTube. Honesty. So, this month, the influence of the whole thing is Gloom Doom, which means that there will be a temptation just to mope and ruminate and sit in your gloomy sludge if you want. There's just going to be it'll be very tempting. But there are helpers. One helper. This is the road less traveled. So if you usually just sit in your stuff and don't and mope and everything, this one of the solutions to it, one of the supports to it is to try something different. So if you usually, like for instance, and I'll own up, I'll be honest. When I get depressed, overstimulated, overwhelmed, I immediately go and I immediately watch old episodes of Doctor Who. In fact, I will go so far as to listen to new Doctor Who stories that just random fans have written, or watch fan films or whatever, just to have a Doctor Who story that keeps my brain occupied and it kind of lifts me out of things. Well, if I were to take the road less traveled, maybe this month it would be good for me to pick the guitar up and practice or something. Try something different. Take a walk. Take a ride. Try something different. So I'm going to give myself the assignment to do that, to try something different, to lift myself out of the funk. It's very tempting to be in a funk, but there are good things around. Without ignoring the bad and not taking responsibility and not dealing with your shit, there are ways to shift, to feel better about where you're at. And that's like that. My big thing is, okay, this sucks. How can I feel better about where I'm at? Even if it's just for a minute, how can I feel better about where I'm at? And this month seems to be giving us the opportunity to try something different. Also, then we go to another thing is the Six of Pentacles. And the Six of Pentacles, this was the adjustment card. So the adjustment that needs to be made is we need to find a new way of communicating and connecting with the outside world in order to bring material security and stability in. That's the adjustment that needs to be made. Then the support that we have is this card is about counting your blessings and about understanding, okay, so this is good. So I've created this, happened. I've created this. I feel pretty secure about this. This is very good. I think I can breathe for a minute now. And once you take that breath and acknowledge, okay, I've gotten this far and that's pretty good. Then the 10 of the major arcana, the Wheel of Fortune card, shows up and new opportunities will present themselves. So I wouldn't be surprised if some of you that are watching, and hopefully including myself, there will be some new opportunities for expansion and for moving forward that will come up by the end of the month. If you're able to keep shifting to try something different and to keep shifting your focus to what is good. And all of that, it involves your partnerships with people, your connections with people. So this is going to be a communication month, and it really, like the resolution, honesty. This is going to take some honesty. And I don't mean honesty in, I'm not going to lie to you, or I have to be honest with you. Generally, when somebody says that, and sometimes even when I've caught myself saying that, I'm about to say something shitty. That's not the kind of honesty that I'm talking about. If you look at him, look at his little face, look at that face. Do you think that he looks like somebody that is going to be mean-spirited and say something really mean? No, this is just being honest with being able to tell people where you're at. Being able to tell people, okay, and set appropriate boundaries. Like, well, this is where I'm at right now. I'm a little emotionally wrung out, and I don't think I can do that right now. And this, it takes a level of honesty to be able to see what's good and acknowledge what's good going on in your life while not ignoring what's bad. It's going to take a degree of honesty. It's going to take more honesty. Okay, there we go. I had to cross my leg. But so I know that 2020 has been kind of a shit show for a lot of people. Maybe not for all people, but for a lot of people, it's been kind of a shit show. And what's happened is we've just been, I know personally, I feel like I've been assaulted by every time I think that I have seen everything. Oh no, it's like it's like I laid down a challenge. Here goes more. Okay. All right. So really, I thought after 2016 that we were living in an upside down world, and now it really feels like it. But I don't want to lose hope. I don't want to lose hope. So let's not lose hope. Let's not, let's not mope. Let's not lose hope and then sit and mope. Sorry. It was right there. Let me drink some water. It is almost time for a song. But, so don't forget, yes, sometimes it feels like shit. And especially right now, it feels kind of shitty. But there's got to be something good, even if it's as simple as, like I was talking about earlier, my cat trying to hunt a fly. He's waiting for the fly. He's sitting on his favorite little tiny rug that they play with all the time. And he's waiting for the fly. That's him waiting for the fly. Who is that? What's going on? That's Bowie. He's just sitting there waiting patiently to hear the bzzz of the fly so that he can start talking to him. That maybe that's us. Maybe we can learn from cats. You can pet me, you can pet. No, I'm done now. Set the appropriate boundary. They're honest about it. They're not lying about it. Again, I want to remind about the Six of Discs, which is the adjustment that we need to make, which is um, this card. And this is about finding new ways to communicate what you need, finding new ways to kind of network and bring more streams of revenue or security and support into your life. But it's going to take a new way of doing it, and it's going to need to be more based on what's coming from your heart, because the six is related to the Lover's card, which is making choices and communicating from your heart, and it affects all your relationships. So, but the most important thing is to try something new. Don't get stuck in the moping, and try something new to shake yourself out of it, and understand that an opportunity is going to come up, but you have to count what you have. Count your blessings, count what you have before you can open up for that. And this is kind of a month for the resolution is honesty. Just really, really being honest with yourself, which will assist you in being honest with other people. Like, check in with your heart. Does this feel right? Does this communication that I'm about to do, does this feel like the right thing to do? You'll be able to tell the difference between whether it's coming from your ego or coming from your heart. So let me see what, I wonder if I can find, see, I'm going to find a song. I was going to try and find a song that kind of talked about the honesty, etc. But I don't know that Billy Joel song. I don't think I know. I mean, I know the chorus, but I don't know the verses. So let's see. Let's check my library and see what I saved. I may redo something that I've done before, but too bad. It was months ago. Maybe you'll forget. No. Oh my God, my stomach just growled. I'm very sorry. That was not the cat. All right, so God, I kind of wanted to do something, old school. Maybe I'll have to. Oh, you know what? I kind of want to do this song. I did it a couple months ago, but I really enjoyed singing it, and I want to sing it again. So let's see if we can do it. Hopefully lyrics will be on here. I think they are. I hope I can hit the notes. Sometimes. I walked across an empty land. I knew the pathway like the back of my hand. Felt the earth beneath my feet. Sat by the river and it made me complete. Simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. Came across a fallen tree. I felt the branches of it looking at me. Is this the place we used to love? Is this the place that I've been dreaming of? Simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you're gonna let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know. Simple thing, where have you gone? I'm getting old and I need something to rely on. So tell me when you let me in. I'm getting tired and I need somewhere to begin. And if you have a minute, why don't we go talk about it somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? This could be the end of everything, so why don't we go somewhere only we know? Somewhere only we know. Somewhere only we know. All right, guys, stay safe. We will see you next Wednesday night for Queenie's Wednesday Night Live without the card pulls, and we'll just chat about stuff, and you can tell me how you're doing. I love you guys. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next week. Sean, you'll have to rewatch. I love you. Bye. And bye, YouTube.